Hey guys, it's Dylan Laine. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to write a love song in 1 hour or less. Along with this tutorial, I've made a fill-in-the-blank cheat sheet for you so that you can print it out every time you want to write a love song. Then you just fill in the blanks and grab your instrument and you'll have a love song in 1 hour or less. If you'd like to download that cheat sheet, I'll put a link to it in the description box down below. Also, if you're new here, you should definitely subscribe. I make tons of songwriting tutorial videos, ukulele tutorial videos, cover songs, original songs, and music theory videos. All right, let's get started. Because we're writing a love song in 1 hour or less, I'm going to use my standard formula for writing a song in 1 hour or less, yet change aspects of it to fit the genre of a love song. Honestly, a customized song could be one of the most thoughtful, special, heartwarming gifts that you could give to someone. With that in mind, imagine having the ability to make a customized love song for your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, teacher, etc. Basically, it's just nice to have the option, the skill, the tool set to write a customized love song for anybody that you love any time of the year. In order to write our love song, we will need 3 things: melody, chords, and lyrics. Step 1 is going to be to choose your chords. Again, I highly suggest downloading and printing out the cheat sheet for this video because I'm about to give you a lot of information and it would be nice to have all of that information printed out right in front of you. 4 very common chords that are used in almost every popular song are C, G, F, and A minor. Let's use those. I'm going to play those 4 chords throughout my entire song, but I'm going to rearrange those chords in each new section because that will give my listener a subconscious indication that the song is changing from verse to chorus, chorus to verse to chorus, chorus to bridge, bridge to chorus. If you're lost with this music lingo, verse, chorus, bridge, check out my video on what is a verse, bridge, and chorus, and then you will learn what those things are. In every new section of the song, verse, chorus, bridge, I'm gonna reorder those chords. Why do we want our listener to be able to subconsciously hear whenever our song sections are changing or switching? Well, because we don't want our listener to get bored or to think that we're just repeating the same thing the entire song. So, can you repeat the same chords throughout the song? Yes. But if you change the order of the chords, or at least the starting chord in each new section, then it's gonna sound way less repetitive or boring. Now, you can choose different chord progression from me, but the key to writing the song in 1 hour or less is choosing those chords quickly. Please feel free to use the same chords as me, C, G, F, A minor. You're not copying me, Actually, you are copying me, but I'm copying everyone else. Like I said, this is one of the most commonly used chord progressions in all of music. Now that we have our chord progression, it's time to grab paper and pen. So I'm gonna write at the top of the page in red, title. Underneath that in red, I'm gonna write verse 1. I'm gonna leave a little bit of space, and I'm gonna write chorus, a little bit of space, and I'm gonna write verse 2, a little bit of space, and I'm gonna write bridge. If you want, you can get a different color or just use the same color. I have blue here, and I'm gonna write my chord progression next to each song section. For my verses, I'm gonna do C, F, G, F. For my chorus, I'm gonna do A minor, F, C, G. For my bridge, F, G, C, C. Here's how it looks afterwards. And now I'm gonna quickly decide which strumming patterns I'm gonna use. Again, because I want this song to be fairly simple and fast, I'm gonna stick with one strumming pattern and I'm gonna use it all the way through. And I'm also gonna make sure it's a simple strumming pattern so that I can play it on the spot if I'd like. So I'm choosing to do down, up, down, up, down, up. I'm gonna write this in the very top corner of my page. Okay, so we've accomplished our chord progression for every section as well as our strumming pattern. Let's move on to lyrics. Lyrics will be written in black. The first step to writing lyrics is to choose our title. We want to make sure that our title is very simple because our chorus as well as the rest of the song is going to be written around the title. Keep in mind that you only have 1 hour to write this song, and the whole point of writing this love song is to make somebody feel special and loved rather than to showcase your mysterious ambiguity. For this formula, we're going to title the song with 1 word. We want this 1 word to be a description of the person that you're writing the song about. I'm going to write about my husband, and I'm going to use the word strong for my title because I think he is strong. I'm writing strong for my title. Next step is to write our chorus. I want to make sure that in my chorus, the title of my song is repeated at least 3 times. Why? Repetition in my chorus will, number one, get the point across much better, and number two, it will cause the listener to have the song stuck in their head, which means they'll want to listen more and more. Basically, repetition makes the song more memorable and catchy. So before writing the actual chorus, I'm going to go ahead and put 4 lines. I know I said you should use your title at least 3 times in the chorus, but I'm going to go ahead and use it 4 times in this chorus. On my paper, I'm going to write lines 1, 2, 3, 4, and before even considering the rest of the chorus, I'm just going to start each line with the word strong. Now the next part of this formula is to take the first 3 lines of my chorus, starting with the word strong, and to make a comparison to other things that are strong. If you'd like, you can apply this same exact concept to your own chorus. For line 1, I'll say strong like a tree standing firm in the wind. For line 2, I'll think of another comparison, but I also want to be thinking about rhyming because line 1 ends with wind and I want line 2 to rhyme with line 1. So I'm going to think, what rhymes with wind? Friend. Going back to my comparisons, I'm going to write strong like a loyal, unshakable friend. For line 3, I'm not going to rhyme with wind or friend, but rather with strong, because on line 4, I only want to sing the word strong, and I might even repeat it or hold it out. So I'm going to start line 3 with strong, and I'm going to end it with a word that rhymes with strong. So I'm going to think about what rhymes with strong, and the word that I like is along. I'm going to write strong like a rock underneath my feet all along. And then line 4, the word strong. So whenever you're doing this, you can do the same thing. You can start each line with the word that your title is, and then you can rhyme lines 1 and 2 with each other, and then rhyme lines 3 and 4 with each other. Moving on to my verses are gonna each be 8 short lines, and my bridge is gonna have 2 lines. Before I write any of my verse or bridge lyrics, I wanna take some time to think about the focus for each of those to make sure that my story builds throughout the entire song rather than becoming repetitive or saying the same things over and over. I know that I want both verses 1 and 2 to be 8 lines long, so I'm gonna go ahead and number those. I know that I want my bridge to be 2 lines long, so I'm gonna number that as well. In order to make sure that my story builds throughout the entire song, I need to think about what am I gonna focus on in the verse 1, verse 2, and the bridge. In order to do this, I can choose between 2 things. Option 1, verse 1 focuses on the past, verse 2 focuses on the present, and the bridge focuses on the future. Option number 2, verse 1 focuses on me, verse 2 focuses on you, and the bridge focuses on we. For this love song, I'm gonna go with option 1, past, present, future. Since the focus of verse 1 is the past, I'm gonna describe special memories from our past. But I'm going to refrain from using the word strong because I wanna save that for the chorus and I want it to be a big deal in the chorus. Therefore, I can't give it away ahead of time. I'll also decide ahead of time what my rhyme scheme is gonna be, so I'm gonna rhyme lines 2 and 4 with each other, and then rhyme lines 6 and 8 with each other. To make it easier on myself, I'm gonna put a little dot next to 2, 4, 6, and 8 to remind myself of that rhyme scheme. My finished lyrics for verse 1 are, I remember when I first saw your face. We met at church, bowed our heads, and said grace. I remember when I first held your hand. You made me laugh. What a wonderful man. Again, I'm reflecting on our past, how we first met, some of my favorite memories. This is a love song for my husband, but of course you could write a love song for anyone in your life. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be about childhood memories or friendship memories, whatever you want. Now, before going into the chorus, I'm gonna write what's called a lead-in. Now, this is a term that I made up. I don't even know if it's something that other songwriters do, but it's something that I love to do in order to really bring the chorus to life. A lead-in is a 2 to 3 word transition from the verse into the chorus. My last line is, what a wonderful man. Instead of going straight to the chorus, strong like a tree standing firm in the wind, I'm gonna say, you were. Going back to the verse, I say all of these past memories. I end it with, what a wonderful man, you were strong. I'm saying that when I first met him, he was strong. He's still strong today, but the point is that we're covering the past, and then we're gonna now cover the present in verse 2. Since verse 1 covered the past, verse 2 is gonna cover the present, so my focus is gonna be things that I presently love about my husband. Just like verse 1, I'm gonna refrain from using the word strong until the chorus. Also, just like verse 1, I'm gonna keep the same rhyme scheme, rhyming lines 2 and 4 with each other, and then 6 and 8 with each other. My verse 2 lyrics are, you are patient when I'm not at my best. You hold me close. In your arms I feel rest. You are handsome, kind, and loving too. When I feel weak, you know just what to do. I'm talking in the present time about things I love right now. It's not that I didn't love them before or in the future, but the point is that I'm talking in present time. Now we want to do the lead in. So instead of saying you were, because that would have been past, we're going to say you are. You are strong, like a tree standing firm in the wind. Okay, almost done. Now we're at the bridge. I want to make sure that my bridge is definitely contrasting from the verse and the chorus to give the listener a break from what they've already heard and also to just kind of spice things up a bit. The bridge is going to be 2 lines and both lines are going to rhyme with one another. Since the lyric focus for the bridge is the future, I'm going to describe well wishes that I have for my husband. After the bridge is over, I'm going to return back to the chorus and sing it one last time. With my bridge, instead of doing a lead in into the chorus, I'm just gonna have my line 2 lead into it naturally. So my lyrics will be, may you always be right where you belong. May you always be full of life and strong. We've made it to step 3. Step 3 is writing the melody, and sometimes one of the trickiest, hardest parts, depending, because for some people, sometimes it comes naturally, and then at other times, it's a lot of work. Try to just stay simple. Just try to change it up in the verse and the chorus so that you don't have the same melody going throughout the entire song. Also, I have a couple of videos on melody writing if you want to learn more about that. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my chorus melody, and I want to make sure that the first note of my chorus is higher than any other melody I've sung up until that point. Why? Whenever the listener hears that high note, it's an indicator that we've arrived at the chorus. Why is that? Honestly, because it's such a common method used in most popular music. It's what our ears are accustomed to hearing. Another part of this chorus melody writing formula is gonna be having lines 1, 2, and 4 have identical melodies with maybe the exception of one note. As for line 3, it's gonna get its own separate little melody. The reason for this is just that we wanna keep the melody repetitive in the chorus, but not so repetitive that the listener is like, oh my gosh, will they stop? And that's why we have the odd line 3 that changes things up for a moment. Now I just realized that I said line 4 would have the same melody as lines 1 and 2, which is kind of true, but line 4 is special because it's just one word. So I might take more liberty or more freedom with this one word, maybe hold it out. I don't know, I'm gonna have to mess around with it a little bit. But generally, lines 1, 2, and 4 should be very similar to one another, and line 3 should give the listener a break. Now let's talk about verse melody. I'm gonna keep lines 1 and 2 identical to each other, then change things up in lines 3 and 4. Then I'm gonna have lines 5 and 6 be identical to lines 1 and 2, and have lines 7 and 8 be identical to 3 and 4. Finally, on the bridge, I'm just gonna keep everything the same in both lines 1 and 2, with the exception of maybe a note or 2. And now I'm going to play you the final song that I have. Keep in mind that it was written in an hour or less. I didn't time it exactly, but I know it was under an hour. And also that I really only played through it fully once, maybe twice. I'm definitely going to be looking at my lyrics and my chords, but still you'll be able to hear the final version of what can be created. I remember when I first saw your face. We met at church, bowed our heads and said grace. I remember when I first held your hand. You made me laugh, what a wonderful man. You were strong, like a tree standing firm in the wind. Strong, like a loyal, unshakable friend. Strong, like a rock underneath my feet all along. Strong. You are patient when I'm not at my best. You hold me close, in your arms I feel rest. You are handsome, kind and loving too. When I feel weak, you know just what to do. You are strong like a tree